Well, you look at that. It is Thrive O'Clock somewhere, and that somewhere is here in Huntsville, Alabama, with my favorite, Rachel Creech. You're my Coke to my Diet Coke. Cheers. Intro music's playing. I'm Stephen Farrell, Chief Storyteller with Thrive Senior Living. And Rachel, what do you do here?
I'm our Community Relations Director.
So you're in the community, you're relating. Mm-hmm. What does that entail?
So I meet with families and help them transition or look at options that's best for their loved one when making a decision, to leave their home, to, even build their independence.
So what's it like having that conversation with the family? And but before we get into that, what kind of living do you offer here at Thrive at Jones Farm?
Thrive at Jones Farm, we have assisted living and assisted living memory care.
Okay. And how do you define assisted living?
Well, the good thing, I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Glad you asked, Steve.
Glad you asked. But in assisted living, we have residents that are still very independent, still drive, go, and come as they please, but they have that, security of knowing that if they need something, there's a nurse nearby, or, they're getting 3 wonderfully prepared chef meals a day.
So basically you have all kinds of care within assisted living. You're saying some people are very independent and drive and come and go as they please, and others have, help with showers and daily living like that.
So we do. So when you said assisted living, I just wanted to, even though we do not have the independent living aspect in our verbiage, we still are able to provide that care with support. But then assisted living, some of the things that we can help provide care with is their daily living. So if someone needs help bathing, dressing, medication management, that can be just a whole job on itself for someone, that can't see as well anymore. So we do provide those, levels of care for the individual.
When you speak of medication management, how many times when you talk to a loved one, when you're talking to a son or a daughter about moving their mom or dad into assisted living or memory care, how big of a burden is medication management?
Well, it's a concern. It's scary with all the different, generic names. The pills change color, and then I know that sometimes loved ones may be putting everything together in a pill pack for their mom or dad to be able to manage their own medications. But if they shake a little, dropping a pill, just anything could happen.
Yeah, so it's good to have someone, a team member here at Thrive or nurse. Do you have someone here that manages all the medication, or is that the job of many people or one person?
So we have our vice president of nursing. She oversees our community, but we administer the medications as they're prescribed. So in assisted living, it might be a med tech that assists in managing that. But then in our assisted living memory care, we have a nurse that actually administers the medication.
And what are the rooms like here? If I was on a tour, what could I expect to see as far as do you have 2 bedrooms? Is it 1 bedrooms? Are they all studios?
We have a variety of floor plans. We do have some studio style apartments, and we have a couple of 1-bedroom apartments. When looking at apartment size, though, we want them to live in our entire community. And really just go back to their apartment if they're wanting to rest. So I don't think size necessarily matters when you're able to thrive and live in the entire community.
Well, speaking of community, what does Thrive at Jones Farm offer as far as community getting out of your apartment?
So we do have an activities director, and so today he did a cooking show. We're thriving around the world, and so this month we are visiting Mexico. So we've got piñatas and all kinds of stuff set up for later, but this morning we did brunch and had Mexican tacos, and then this afternoon they're doing, I think, street tacos. This morning was more like breakfast burritos, I think. But we do outings too. So a couple of weeks, I guess it was last Tuesday, several residents loaded up on our Thrive van or Thrive bus and went over to Gunnersville area and were able to eat dinner at Top of the River.
Thrive at Jones Farm has been in the air for 5 years, and I know there's a lot of new senior living communities that have popped up over the years. Why 5 years is 5 years, but why is that so important in senior living?
I think just when you're looking at companies, it's easy to leave a company, but it's harder to leave a relationship. And us having residents and team members that have been here since day one, it's just, I don't know, unheard of sometimes.
Yeah, you have Kelly Long, who's been here. I mean, how long has she been here?
She's been here about 2 years.
2 years. I mean, that's long for president. And what makes the team members that thrive at Jones Farm different or special, unique? Because like there is a really good vibe here. I spent a lot of time with Emily yesterday. She was in memory care. She was great.
Kelly's great because she feels like happy team, happy residents, happy life. So she tries to come up with fun things for our entire team, and not just the senior leadership team, but care specialist, just anything. She tries to jump in and be hands-on. So I think that just the family approach that we're all in this together to, benefit the residents that we serve makes the environment, just different because, you're not doing your job alone. So I think that means a lot. And then Sandra in the Woodlands, she's been here since we opened. So she's been here 5 years. So just that, longevity is great.
Why is community so important for older adults?
Senior living's not what it used to be. So I think with older or aging adults, aging parents, they think that it's going to be a facility and not really the community aspect. So a community is so important because they do have the support that they need, but they're able to keep on living and have that independence because they are getting the behind the scenes support that someone in their home by themselves wouldn't be able to get.
Okay. Yeah. And plus, like, I've heard older adults, having a home to mow and different bills. Yeah. It can be a lot for an older adult.
It can be a lot, especially if their loved one lives out of town, just knowing that they're cared for by people that are actually family, because we become family when they live here.
Thrive at Jones Farm Memory Care. What is that? What does that entail?
Thrive at Jones Farm, we call it the Woodlands because we have really high functioning residents, but we're able to meet their care needs. So we have some that may, be a little bit progressed in their, dementia state. And so we just kind of meet them where they are. So it's their own world. We're in their world when we're in the Woodlands. And I don't know, it's just amazing.
Why the small home concept? Because I've been to other senior living homes. It's a huge facility. Those really are facilities, and it's a lot of rooms. All the memory care I've seen here, it's smaller, more intimate. Why is that?
So you're exactly right. So the Woodlands is more of a boutique type setup. We only have 26 apartments, so it's very hands-on. We know the residents. We know something about them. We feel like if you know the person, care comes more naturally. And especially with someone that is declining some in their cognitive impairment, that consistency and the knowing them and knowing what things that they enjoy can be so important with redirecting or calming down an instance where they might be getting agitated. But if you know the person, you're able to change the subject or know something that would lighten or knock down that barrier at the moment.
So what you're saying is the ratios are really good here at Thrive at Jones Farm.
Okay. So I know that we do a lot by care needs. So we do individualized care plans, and that helps determine how many care specialists that we need.
What is an individualized care plan?
Well, with an individualized care plan, not every person's different. So, did your loved one take, say for instance, for a shower? Were they a morning shower as they were aging, or did they take a nighttime shower? So we try to implement things that are similar to what they've experienced or used to, and create their day or care plan around them. Same thing with did they wake up in the morning and drink coffee, or did they love dogs, animals, things like that. We try to incorporate something that they would enjoy throughout the day, whether it's through activities or social engagement with the care specialist. So we use knowing the resident and doing those individualized care plans, whether, say, showering. I mentioned the morning and evening showering, but do they need standby assist? Do we need to help with washing their hair, things like that?
Okay, so it's not a broad brush paint stroke of care. It's you have interviews with the resident when they come in and the loved ones.
Yes, several interviews. So,
So what's that process like? Say I'm a loved one and I've gotten to this point with you where I want to move in my mom or my dad. What does that look like? Because I saw an interview just across the hall.
oh, an interview like so.
Or
us
assessment.
looking at-
I hear the word assessment. What does that mean?
So we do an evaluation for residents that are looking at moving into our community because, yeah, we want to fill our building, but we want to be able to provide care to the loved ones. So if we can't meet their care needs, we may not be the best fit. So I'll walk with them through their process to find out what's mom's needs. I'm not clinical, so our clinical team is great to come in and do that evaluation for me. And then we can look to see, can we manage mom's care safely here for her to be able to continue to thrive? Or if not us, then who? And then we help them in the process of finding other options if we're not a fit.
So what's the process like for hiring team members here at Thrive at Jones Farm?
Hiring team it's a lengthy process because the residents here are family, so we want to make sure that the team that is coming on board meet or have the same visions that we do. We want them to be able to leave, their personal life at home when they walk through the door because they're walking into our residents' home, and we want, so it takes a special person to be able to have the patience and the care to know that they're, taking care of someone.
You spoke about clinical care.
Mm-hmm.
So what levels of care do you offer here?
We
Because
do-
you said sometimes it might not be the right fit, which for me thinking, well, this is a business.
Oh.
You're going to turn away people?
Well, and that does make us a little different because I'm in sales, but I have a heart, and I would want to do what's best for someone because if I do right by that person, then I'm just going to reap the rewards by hopefully they'll be sending me leads to help other family members that are, a good, I hate to say fit, but that we could manage safely. But here we do have the assisted living and the assisted living memory care. Alabama set up a little differently in their regulations for assisted living. So there are certain things that we cannot do as far as like using gait belts, Hoyer lifts, like lifting someone. Those, if someone's looking at options for that, our setup would not be the most appropriate, I guess, or the best fit for them to be able to manage their care safely. But then the other things are too, sometimes like pureeing of food, mechanical diets, that would be more skilled appropriate.
So Thrive at Jones Farm is not a skilled nursing facility, but also can be a good thing because that means the residents here are mobile.
Yes.
They're not totally immobile, which means that they're going to be in bed all day or need a Hoyer lift to raise them up and down. And they're eating people. So you're getting a different vibe in the community, right?
You're getting a different vibe, yeah.
Are there other communities in Alabama that do skilled nursing and assisted living and independent and all that?
That there are some communities that have those levels of care set up. I know that I'm not sure the exact statistics on the skilled in this area, but I know that past have shown that people tend to be able to age in place safely in a community that just has assisted living and assisted living memory care. And if they get to, say, end of life stages, we're able to bring in hospice services to help them transition.
How many other assisted living places are in Huntsville?
There's a ton.
Really? Over 5?
Over 5. So just in this, like probably 5-mile radius, we have over 5.
Okay, so if you're watching this and you're looking at different assisted living places, why should the person watching this, pick Thrive at Jones Farm than one of these other newer places that's opened up?
I feel like that we stand out just because I do feel like it's the relationships. I know we have 93 apartments, 26 of those are in our Woodlands, but 93, you're still, spread out enough. You don't have to see people you don't want to, but we're small enough that I know every resident's name, their apartment, something about them. And I just think that family, like smallness, relationship, it definitely does set us apart. And you can see it when you walk in the door.
Yeah, it's a good vibe here. And you're getting more personalized care and the ratios are better here with team members to residents.
And because we're like in assisted living, we're doing levels of care right now. And so that helps us to identify what care specialist or how many we need based on the care needs of our current residents.
Gotcha. And y'all have all the awards.
Oh, yeah, I know. We did get that.
Yeah. So tell me, what awards has Thrive gotten? I've heard y'all got a few awards here at Thrive at Jones Farm.
We have gotten several awards. Our most recent, we've received the Best in Senior Living 2022 by A Place for Mom. So
that's like the main hub
huge.
to find out information.
Yeah, they're great to work with. So.
Okay, let's talk about the cost of staying at home versus the cost of a senior living community. You have this fancy little sheet here.
Yes.
Living options, expense comparison.
When families that may not have a long-term care policy, or they think that sometimes living in a senior living community is like out of reach, they think that the price is, astronomical.
And let's get into the nitty-gritty. What are the prices here? Just like give me a range.
So our prices start around $4,000 a month, and just go up from there depending on apartment floor plan.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if you start breaking that down, and this little expense or cost comparison is a handy tool, because sometimes the residents don't realize that they probably are not managing their upkeep their yard any longer, so they're paying someone to do that. You have all your utilities, just things that start tacking on that you don't even think about, because sometimes they're auto drafted out, like your power bill, just homeowners insurance, just different things like that. So if you start breaking out your monthly expenses and what all is included in just our monthly rent here, sometimes it's doable.
Well, let's do that with me real quick.
Okay.
And so let's see a pen here. So at Thrive, we've dedicated our lives to ensure there is purpose in every breath of each resident we're honored to serve. We understand that older adults and their loved ones depend on us not only to live, but to live well. It's a challenge we welcome every day. So let's start with the first. At Thrive, we build meaningful relationships.
That's who we are.
If you're at home, you can't really do that unless you're tech savvy and you're in the metaverse or always on social media, but that's still not the same.
Nope.
I do a lot of that, and it's still very lonely. Monthly mortgage or rent payment. Oh God, I'm actually going to do this. My rent's pretty expensive. It's $2,500. So that's $2,500, and this is a major city. So this is downtown. That's a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, you're not getting anything out of that. No meals.
I am in a community. Here's the thing. I am in a community.
Okay.
So I get a gym membership. I get pool, sauna. I got a kids' playroom for my son. Care level charges for assistant. I don't have any of that. I actually have more problems of just people being around. Property taxes, I don't have that. Household utilities. So this is electric, air, gas, heat. I'll say $100.
Your power's only $100?
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. Telephone, that's where it really gets me. My cell phone's going to be about $95. I don't have yard maintenance, but say I did. Say this was a home, that'd be, I don't know, about $100 a month. Home repairs, how much are home repairs really?
It could be expensive, especially if you need an air conditioner unit or electrical upkeep.
Let's put that to $200.
A new roof.
Let's go low figure. Let's put that at $200 a month. Another $100 for home repairs. Transportation. Wow. So car payment plus insurance. It's insane because I have really bad credit.
And gas.
So like $700 a month.
Gas prices.
Engagement program and social opportunities. Luckily, I'm in a community where all that's included. However, there's a social club membership I pay for per month. That's called that $200. Wellness and exercise. That could be a gym membership. You can find a good one cheap for $30 a month. Dining. Wow. This is where I really get hit. So at my place, I really wish we had a convivium director that just made me 3 square. They don't even have to be great meals. I just want 3 square
Ours are
meals.
great.
But you actually guys have really good food because we're in Alabama and y'all got that slow food. But I saw some greens and salad back there too. It's not all slow. So dining alone, I just started a new program called Factor where they send you food every week because I'm lazy.
Oh.
But even that's like $200 a week. So that's $800 a month. And that's without going out.
And you're preparing it.
Yeah. But I'm not. Well, actually, I'm just heating in the microwave.
Well, then, yeah, you're not living.
I'm not
Not
thriving.
thriving. Yeah.
Okay. I'm heating up a meal in the microwave because I'm too lazy to even do the one where you prepare it. It's better than pizza though, but that's $800 a month, and that's not including when I go out. And I usually go out once a week, so it's probably more like $1,000.
So I'm gonna have to get my calculator out here.
Yeah, get it
aren't
ready here. So Rachel's going to give me my estimated monthly living cost right now. What is it?
It's more than you could. You're spending more than what you could spend if you came and lived here. It's $5,200.
$5,200 a month is my living expenses, and that's just as a 39-year-old male.
Not thriving.
I
With meals.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm not thriving. I'll tell you that much. Wow. Mm-hmm. So imagine what that is for an older adult with, and I have a son who's 2, and it's co-parenting, so I don't have him every day, but imagine how much those expenses would be for someone who has way more obligations than I do as a single dad. We didn't even get to girlfriend expenses here or dating.
And then the activities and the socialization. And
Yeah.
there's just, I don't know. But yeah, that was a good little breakdown. It does put, things into perspective because you think it's not doable. But when you start breaking down all the expenses, it really is doable.
So I would encourage you to get one of these sheets. It's called Living Options Expense Comparison. I'll put it in the link to this clip and go over it with Rachel here. It's a very eye-opening thing. I think I need to go back to the drawing board here with my budget and cut a few things out. So Rachel, where are you from? Before you at Thrive Senior Living, where were you living? What were you doing?
So I am originally from south of Birmingham, a little town called Clanton. It's Chilton County Peaches.
Clanton. That's so Alabama.
I know. Right down 65. I scooped ice cream at Peach Park in the summers. But my whole family still lives there. My husband is originally from Arab, which is just a little bit south of Huntsville, and he's always wanted to move back to North Alabama. So in 2011, we took a leap of faith. I had a 6-month-old little boy, but we took a leap of faith, leaving my family, our support system, to move to Huntsville, but we've never looked back. My son will be 12, actually Friday.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know, it just brought us closer together. And then I was married once before, so I have a daughter who is 18, and she just moved to Auburn 2 weeks ago.
We're all praying for her right now. And for you, an 18-year-old going in college.
And we are Alabama fans. She is not, so it's a house divided. But I'm just thankful that she gets the opportunity to go. But then I've been at Thrive almost 2 years. No, longer than that. I started in 2020. So I guess that would be almost 2 years.
2020, as we know, the best year in recorded history. Everyone had a great time. Nothing bad happened. So Rachel, why'd you choose senior living?
I chose senior living. So before I worked for Thrive, I worked for a Medicare Advantage plan. So I was able to, work with the aging population. But then I just looked, I would pass by here, by Thrive at Jones Farm. We'd go eat at Mellow Mushroom, it's next door. And I just wondered what is the life like there? And when I started looking and saw that they had a community relations position posted, I was like, oh my goodness, this might be my calling. And after speaking with the Thrive team and their vision on, each life has purpose, then I just knew that this is where I needed to be.
Yeah, it's I've called it this, the Chick-fil-A of senior living.
It's the Chick-fil-A of senior living.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good core principles that Thrive shares. One being, if you have breath in your lungs, you have purpose in your life. And there's some other things in the corporate company culture that are kind of nods to to culture like that were shared with Chick-fil-A.
I couldn't imagine myself anywhere else just because of the environment, and that I truly see that we make a difference.
And tell me, when you're not here helping loved ones find a place for their mom or dad, what are you doing on your weekends, or what do you do for fun?
I'm thinking about the residents here. No, I do. I come by here all the time. Just if I'm in the area, I'll stop in, check in. But we are a very outdoorsy family. My son does travel baseball and swims, and then my daughter, now I'm going to be running up and down the roads to Auburn, I guess. But we do a lot of family things together. We like music. but we do hiking, camping. We're very outdoorsy, love animals.
Awesome. A great place to be outdoorsy in Huntsville. Thanks so much for tuning in. To find out more about Thrive at Jones Farm, which offers assisted living and memory care, visit thrivesl.com/Jones Farm. Until next time.